Hey guys, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be 10 things that I wish I knew when I was a teenager. This is kind of like my own life advice going back now that I'm 26, going on 27. When you get older, you definitely gain some life experience and you look back and you realize things, but it all gets you where you're supposed to be in the end. It's your journey, blah, blah, blah. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, press that notification bell down below so you get reminded every time I post a video so you don't miss one. And yeah, let's just get into it. 10 things I wish I knew when I was younger. Everyone has anxiety these days. Not everyone, but it's more common than you know. And when I was younger, I didn't even know what anxiety was. I just had that feeling, and I was in the midst of coming out of a place where I was realizing that I felt not normal and I didn't feel like I fit in with everyone. I felt like there was something different about me because I would be more nervous and I would be freaking out for no reason. I didn't realize the triggers, I didn't realize the reasons because I didn't know what an anxiety disorder was or panic disorder. So at that time, if I had known that I had an anxiety disorder to begin with and that so many other people did as well, I would feel less alone. So I would go back and tell myself that this is so common. So many people struggle with this. Unfortunately, it's really common, people in my generation, to have anxiety. And it's pretty much the norm at this point for a lot of people. Number 2 would be Photoshop. It's all Photoshop, and this kind of doesn't really apply at all to my teenage years. It's more to the years a couple years ago as I started getting more into Instagram and looking at other girls' photos on Instagram, and thankfully it's getting more talked about now openly about people photoshopping all their photos and making their waists smaller and their butts bigger, because in this generation or the last few years, it's just been a trend to have big lips, big butts, and a tiny waist. It just keeps getting like more and more. I can make a whole separate video on this about how it's like this trend. Like, it's so different than women's bodies in like the 90s and 2000s where everybody was like into like the Britney Spears, just a flat stomach, didn't have to have this tiny waist style with absolutely abnormally big hips. Like, if that's your body, that's your body. But a lot of girls are photoshopping their pictures to make it look like they are just like the smallest waist ever. And it's very damaging if you don't know it. If you know it and you know these girls are doing it to make themselves feel better, then it's fine. Like, let them do what they want to do. But if you don't know that they're photoshopping and you think that's the way that everyone's body looks, I mean, like, there's a lot of women that do have that type of body naturally, but yeah, it's Photoshop, it's plastic surgery a lot of the time, and we think that it's just like we're fat. Like, I've noticed the past couple of years, I've thought to myself, like, oh, I need to have a smaller waist. My waist, I look bulky, I look big, and I have a 24, 25 waist. Like, that's not big, but the pictures on the internet and the angles make you think that. So this is something clearly I'm just kind of getting through and realizing and accepting, but I would definitely in the last few years just go back and tell my younger self, is Photoshop. I can make a whole separate video on that if you're interested, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on it lately. Number 3 would be that mean girls peak in high school. All those cool girls, all those hot girls in high school that all the guys were all about, their peak is in high school. They definitely aren't looking that great now. And the guys, the popular guys that would never look at you in high school, would never think twice about it, they'll all DM you and hit on you after high school. Always listen to your mother. I don't think I've been the worst, but I've definitely challenged my mom and scared her and been rebellious in my teenage years. And it's always, your mom's gonna always be right. Like, she has more life experience than you. She knows you better than anybody. And I have a really close relationship with my mom. Thank God she's accepted me through everything, but always listen to your mother. She's always right. You think you might be right, but your mom's probably more right. Don't be afraid to fail. Embrace the fact that people may not understand what you're doing. People may not accept what you're trying to do. YouTube started for me, and I first of all, I didn't even know you could make money off YouTube when I started making YouTube videos, and I just did it to have an outlet to talk to, you know, talk to the camera, get creative. I always loved making videos and editing them ever since I was young. I had this whole like group like video production thing with my cousins when I was literally like 12 years old, and I would edit the videos. It's always been a passion of mine. But people, you know, family members, friends, people around you may judge you for something that you're doing because they don't understand it. They don't think maybe it's a real job or career path. They don't really get it. They don't believe in it. And I've let that get me down and discourage me a little and make me feel like I should be doing something else that's more accepted. Let that fuel you and make you just go for it even more and succeed at it. Don't make it like you have to prove to them that it is a thing, but in time, if you're really passionate about something and you never give up, it's gonna happen. It's okay to be isolated from kids in school because you feel like you don't fit in with them. Don't get down on yourself for that. It's just gonna fuel your creativity later in life because you're spending more time on your passions and your creativity, going out and taking photos and stuff, and other kids are just doing drugs. So it's definitely gonna benefit you in the end, so don't get down on yourself because you're not in huge groups or cliques and partying and stuff. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them and have the strength to just walk away. No more chances. Leave your damn eyebrows alone. They look weird when they're small. It looks like you got a giant forehead and it's not cute. I know it might be a trend right now, but it's not cute. Just let them be what they are. They're fine. People will love them when they go out and be fuzzy, or they'll make fun of you on YouTube comments. But they frame your face well when they're a little bigger than a little, you know, leave them alone. Do not apologize for who you are and stop worrying about what other people think of you. Let that stop taking up space in your head, because watering yourself down to fit into or to be accepted by other people, what you think other people may accept you as, is just the dumbest thing ever. You're never gonna be yourself that way. You're always gonna be in this state of anxiety and worry about what other people think, maybe even of your Instagram posts and your creativity and your path in life and the words you say and how you talk. I spent so long, for so many years, just worrying about every little thing that came out of my mouth, and like I'll go back and I'll leave the setting that I'm in and I'll be alone, and then I'll just go over everything I said in my head and be like, did they think that of me? Did they think this of me? That needs to be cut out because that's just totally irrational. Just be who you are, and the people who really love you will accept you no matter what. It's so beautiful to just be exactly who you are, and that will just place you into the right little category of life. Like, you will find your place in life by just completely being you and not trying to fit into a mold of what any person thinks. Don't try to be liked by everyone, pretty much. Because not everybody's gonna like you. Even if you're the juiciest, sweetest peach, someone's gonna think you're rotten. And that's their problem. Those boys don't love you like you think that you love them. You don't love them, let me tell you. You don't know what love is at this point. You think you do, but you just want to be accepted and you just want to feel less alone. You're filling a void, most likely. But they don't love you. They're using you. Recognize the signs, isolate, and move on. Don't look back. Don't give them second chances. Don't keep coming back. Just leave, because there's someone that's meant for you coming your way. Making your mom and dad buy you that Coach crossbody bag for Christmas is still not gonna make you cool. Don't waste time in the present worrying about your future, worrying about being a regular person that's contributing to society, and getting down on yourself for that. Because as long as you keep going with your passion and the things that you feel you can do, everything will fall into place. Listen to your mom, listen to your grandma. When they tell you that you're gonna find your way, you're gonna find your little thing that you can do and you can be in this world, even though you have anxiety and you're different than other people, you're gonna find that balance. And yeah, don't worry about it. Just keep going. Those are my 10 things that I wish I could tell my younger self. I hope you liked this video and maybe got some inspiration or help from it. If you liked it, definitely remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!